Hey, hey, what up? What up? I don't know about y'all. I don't know if this is a celebration or is this a funeral. I don't know. I've been getting mixed reactions on this Kellen Moore situation, but here we are, Cowboys Huddle. Well, we got some news that you can use. We're coming to you live, direct, and correct. And here we are on a Monday night. Not a Wednesday, but a Monday night. Like I say, we're going to come at y'all any kind of way we can whenever there's some news to be reported. So here we are with some heavy hitters. And here we are. Right below me is Dallas Cowboy Chris, a.k.a. the big fella. What's happening? Then we next to him, we got 21 Armando 21. Above him is my main man. We are Cowboys in the house tonight. And we got Allow Me to Buddy in Sports. Yeah. What's up, fellas? Here we are. So, how everybody doing today?
Doing good, baby.
Everybody good? Everybody good.
Man.
Y'all act like it's a funeral or something. Y'all done heard some news and like, I'm missing somebody. It's hard to say goodbye or something. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of excited.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We got news. We got good news. Made it even better. The Niners lost, so it's even better.
Yeah,
It's good news.
we got breaking news.
Around.
We got breaking news. How about that? As everybody know already, I'm sure everybody heard. But yeah, the wisdom too has been extracted. I want to put that picture up that you photoshopped, bro. That was really cool, man.
Shout out to my boy Buzz, man. Buzz sent me that.
Oh, Buzz. Oh, man.
Make sure Gary sees this picture. I said, all right, bet. So I shot it.
Man, we finally got the wisdom tooth extracted. And if anybody don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about Kellen Moore. So we're going to get into all that right now. But first, before we get started, we got to say thank you to all those that follow this channel and all those that are subscribers and support what we do. So thank y'all for being here tonight. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are. And look at here, guys. We got folks already coming in telling us what's up. We got
Some Buzz.
yeah, they're going Buzz. Buzz is in the house. Cowboy Babe is in the house. Hello. We got who is this? We got Teflon Breed in the house. What's up? All right, everybody's in here tonight, y'all. So guess what? I think everybody want to hear what's on our mind. So I guess we might as well get on into this thing and get it started. So, like I said, I'm sure everybody done heard what's going on, man. We know that our guy Kellen Moore is no longer a Cowboy offensive coordinator. So let's get right into this, man. We ain't gonna delay no longer. Let's give our thoughts on how we feel and what do we think. Was this a great move, or what are your thoughts on this? So let's start off with you, Dallas Cowboy Chris. So what do you think? What are your thoughts about the dismissal of Kellen Moore?
Well, first of all, Gary, I'm always living the life of the 300-pounders. The big fella has said this for the last year and a half. We can go back on this show, okay? And what I asked for actually came true. I said Mike McCarthy's future is through Mike McCarthy. Why did Jerry Jones hire an offensive coach if he ain't gonna call the damn plays, right? Did I not say that on this show? I said it. So they finally got rid of the tooth. They had the extraction. Okay. Everybody's mouth ain't sore no more, nothing like this. But basically what Jerry Jones did is what I've been asking for. If Mike McCarthy is going to go down, at least go down on your own shield, bro. You go down calling your own plays, bro. That's how you got the job, man, because you're supposed to be the offensive genius, man, to help us get down the field, score points, and get to the Super Bowl like you did with the Packers. So everything we bitched about for the last 2 years actually came true this weekend. I'm never happy that people lose their job, but what I am happy about is that the Cowboys actually made an executive decision that was actually the right one this time. Okay? So now it's like this. Okay? Mike McCarthy, if you don't do your job, you out of here. You got your defensive coordinator back again. Okay, so basically, what Jerry Jones said is your team now, bro. Ain't no more excuses.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what the
right.
big fella got to think about this.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, 21 Armando, how you feeling about this dismissal of your offensive coordinator? I said your offensive coordinator,
That's
Kellen Moore.
it's not San Diego. Is it San Diego or is it
Yeah,
LA?
the Chargers, the LA Chargers,
LA,
LA.
right? Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
LA's
yeah, that's
problem.
their problem now. Yeah,
They
because he
problem
did get a
now,
job. That's
right?
right.
But we've all been asking for this as fans, and I definitely agree 100%, 1,000% with Chris. Jerry made this move where it's saying, look, it's you, and we want that Super Bowl. If either of you don't show up, you already know what's coming. So it's pretty much in Mike McCarthy's hands. Dan Quinn. We saw Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn showed up in the playoffs.
Yeah, he showed up,
You know,
showed out.
he showed up and showed out. Now all we need is this half to show out, and there's nobody to blame but one person now. So
Yeah.
so that decision has been made. I'm all for it. My thing right now is, does it look like we're gonna go for an offensive coordinator? Or is pretty much Mike McCarthy already said he's calling the plays, right?
Yep.
Basically, that's where it lies right now. Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
that's where we stand. I'm excited for this season. We wanted changes and we got changes.
We got changes. That's right.
Listen,
All right, allow me to butt in. Sports. Roo. How you feeling, brother?
Well, first of all, welcome back, Rue. We missed you last week, baby.
You got a little tan now. You got a little tan. Don't know how to act. Look at
that. I've been on a boat, baby. I've been on a mother loving boat.
Now you was on a ship, fam. Don't ever let a Navy man say you hear you say a boat, because they will criticize you. It's a ship.
It's a ship. I mean, whatever. For me, as long as that thing don't tip over, I ain't.
I know you right. I know you right.
But man, if I'm being totally honest, I'm kind of torn because I've wanted Kellen gone pretty much this entire season. We've seen, because you look at Kellen Moore and you look at the numbers, because that's what everybody points to is the numbers. That's all I've been hearing all day is the numbers. He's top 5 in every category. Number 1 in offensive yards, number 1 in this, number 1 in that. And it's just like, man, you know what? Y'all ain't watching him though, like we are. Y'all ain't seeing these double reverses coming out of nowhere that just don't make sense at the time that he's using them. And there's things that happen on that field where you're just,
oh my God,
everything comes into question. And like, there's times, obviously, because like when you look at his season, this season in particular as a whole, I mean, he had his backup quarterback in there for 5 games. He won 4 out of the 5. That's pretty good, considering what you got to work with as your backup quarterback. Because it's
right.
It's definitely a step down from what you got in Dak Prescott. But having Mike McCarthy be the sole guy calling these plays now, which I understand, that's what he's here to do. I can't lie, man, that makes me nervous because he's had problems with the decisions that he's made now with clock. I mean, we've had criticisms of his clock management, of just different things that he's been doing. So now it's like, on top of that, we're going to pile on, hey, he's going to make the play calls too. Can he do it? I sure as hell hope so. But it's one of those situations where it's like, man, I'm still relatively nervous because we all still had a lot of questions about Mike McCarthy. Now, bottom line, the man's won 24 games in the last 2 years. So
correct.
I understand why he's still here.
Right.
But it still fills me with like, I thought maybe they were going to bring in some new blood, something like that, because it's like, I get it. Sometimes you need to change your face. Because Kellen Moore, for what he is, especially for how young he is at that job, he did a relatively okay job, I guess. I'm giving as much credit as I possibly can, but it's like you can't ignore the numbers, right? Like you just can't ignore the fact that this offense was very productive under Kellen Moore. So I'm glad he's gone because you do need that fresh face, but I am relatively nervous about what I'm looking at with Mike McCarthy because he's had some plays and he's had some play calls where it's like, man, it comes into question. Like, what were you thinking there? So we'll see how it all turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. I agree with you. There is a question mark, but again, like you say, we'll see what happens. And we got our man where there he is right there. PR Cowboys in the house tonight. Man, how you doing, brother?
Man, doing good, man, doing good. Like I said, I'm more on the happy side with this move with Chris. Chris hit it on the head, right? Allowing McCarthy to do it his way.
Okay.
I understand rule like the numbers. Yeah, I'm with you. Number one offense, all this stuff and all that. But we got McCarthy has 2 years left on his contract, and it's only right for them to let him do it his way. Either go down with it or he brings us to success. Which one is it going to be? And the thing about it is, in the postseason losses that we've had, is Kellen Moore last year, 44 pass attempts to 23 rush attempts in a 7 point game. This year,
Yeah.
37
Sure.
pass attempts to 21, 22 rush attempts in a 7 point game again. And you go the other way with it. If I told you a guy threw 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, a wild card game, threw 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, a divisional game, would you believe me? They made the NFC title game for that quarterback having those numbers? Because that's exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo did last year.
Fact.
But they ran the ball. They stuck with the run game when it wasn't there, and that's where and we can say we'll find out too. Is it McCarthy? Because you say McCarthy should have more handle on that if he's doing that, right? So we're about to find out if it was just Kellen Moore or is it going to turn around. So we're about to find out real quick.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's so true, man. And man, we got one more guy here. He wants to get. We might well make it a party, y'all. We got our man in the house.
Buzz,
Buzz,
what's up,
Hey, what's
Buzz?
up, guys?
what's up, Buzz? Let's
How's it
make it a
going?
party tonight, man.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Buzz? How you doing, brother? How's the
Not
weather
much,
down
not
there?
much. It's a little cold. It's in the lower 40s, but it's not too bad.
Get it?
We're
It's
inside, so it's
20s
okay.
down here.
Oh man, that's cold, man.
I
So
thought
They,
Chris,
they,
Chris
we
left.
got they got the big fella bundle up today.
Yeah, yeah.
trying to
So
keep
yeah,
Chris warm, man.
yeah. Let's make this a
But
party tonight. But the
yeah, I don't know.
question
I
I
mean,
was
go ahead, go ahead.
now, I was just going to say the question that we're asking is your thoughts on Kellen Moore and the dismissal of Kellen Moore. How are you feeling about that? Are you excited? Are you a little nervous? Or how are you feeling about that?
I was excited at first, and then the media coverage is kind of like, well, you let go of a guy who got you, the top scoring offense, almost 2 years in a row, and that's great. I mean, he does call a good game, but when it counts in the playoffs, we weren't scoring 33 points a game, 34 points a game. We got 9 one game. The other game, I think we did kill the Bucks, but that game, I think we got lucky with the game plan versus Kellen Moore actually doing a good game plan. I think we got lucky, but I think you need to just coach to your players, not have your players adjust to the game plan. If you have a guy who can run, you run the ball. You have a guy who can throw deep, you throw deep. You just can't come up and say we're gonna come up and throw 35 times this game like
Yeah,
Pete and even Ruth said. I mean, you have a guy who's passing the ball 35 times a game in a 7 point game. You're not down by 21. You're only down by a little bit. So you have to kind of keep that balance, and you want to run the ball, so run the ball and throw the ball less. I don't know. I guess like you guys said, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully McCarthy can come through. Maybe they'll hire somebody to take over the duties. I don't know. I think it should be McCarthy, and let's give him a chance. I mean, what else? We need to make a change. It had to be big, and I
yeah,
think this is good. I think it's good.
yeah, yeah. And I agree with everything you guys were saying, but I'm gonna tell you what changed my mind, and it confirmed that it was time for a change. Kellen Moore, if you ever pull that stunt again, where you got your running back as the center and you got your linemen over on the side, come on, guys, y'all.
Oh,
I don't know about y'all. I
that's
was
a new
so
one.
embarrassed. I
That's
was
a new one.
totally embarrassed. I'm like, no, they just not did not just do that. They
Bro,
just did
we
I
had
gotta
not.
to,
say,
we
I
had
gotta
to
say
deal with the
something
whole
though.
14-second thing last season.
It's this. It was the
Now we
same
got to deal with.
scenario, and then we put Cavante Turpin at receiver, which hadn't played receiver all season long, and we run a 3 yard slant.
You
Game
just let
time.
your man get pancaked.
It
And
almost
you want to
worked,
hear the
Pete.
worst
It
part?
almost worked.
That might be the last time we see Zeke. That might be the last time we see Zeke in a Cowboy uniform.
And
Is that
that's
how
so
we
true. And
wanted
that's
Zeke to go out, man? I don't know. I was pretty bad.
and that's what I'm saying, Buzz. That was really that what affected me most because that how we do our the running back that has carried this team up to now, and we put him at center, and then to get him to get him pancaked like he did. So, that right there was the last straw with me. But this is what we've been seeing with Kellen Moore. It's like, to me personally, the plays are script. His plays are script for that particular game. It's not like he goes back, well, we did this last game, we could probably implement this. It's about what we're doing this game. Because again, how do we go from putting up so many points against Tampa Bay and we get in the San Francisco game and we actually darn near lays a goose egg? So, and I think that was the last straw. And I think Jerry didn't like the fact of what happened. And, Mike McCarthy got with Jerry. And basically, Jerry said, listen, here, we got to do it this way. In which, I'm like Chris, the guy should have been calling the plays since day one. But thanks to Jerry, Kellen Moore was inherited to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy didn't ask for Kellen Moore. Again, just like Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was given to Wade Phillips. It's deja vu all over again. So maybe now they see we need to change. We have to change the narrative. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. I mean, enough is enough, guys. I mean, we gave Kellen, and congratulations to him. He has a job. So, that congratulations to him. So hopefully he'll be successful at the Chargers. But here's a couple of comments, guys. A couple of subscribers, Huddle has commented on. It says, fantastic move, peer-to-peer coaching isn't working anymore. Okay. And basically that's what it was. So we're talking about Dak and we're talking about Kellen. So that's basically what they're talking about. Here we have one right here. Felicia says, so now the search began. Is his replacement going to be better? Do they already have someone? What do you think? What do you think about that, Rue? Do you think that we're going to just keep McCarthy in place, or will you think they're going to bring somebody else in?
I mean, he said he's going to call the plays. I mean, I'm sure they're going to bring in some kind of coordinator. I mean, because even with Belichick, when he said he was calling plays, he still brought in Patricia. So it's like they're going to have somebody there to do things. But from what I understand, from what they're saying, he's going to call the plays. So we'll see how that turns out. I hope they do bring a nice. I'm curious who's available for them to go get. I'm wondering if they'll go get another young guy, because I mean, a lot of other teams have had a lot of success with these young guys coming in that have been successful in other places. So it's kind of a crazy scenario to think that we're even in this situation, because Kellen Moore has frustrated us all year. So it's like it's obviously very refreshing for what's happening. But it's like, damn, man, there's so many questions, and I'm just curious who they are going to bring in the door, because they got to bring in somebody, I would assume. Yeah. And one thing I want to address about that playoff game, because we keep talking about this run game in the playoff game. The run game wasn't productive. Sometimes in the playoffs, your quarterback got to throw you out of these situations.
Yeah.
It's time to, that's one of them things where it's like, if the run game ain't working, we got to pass our way out of this thing. And it's like, the thing that frustrated me about that game, and I know we're not talking about the game, but it was like we found ourselves in situations where we just didn't come up, and it was just like that game frustrated the hell out of me.
Well, that one situation that we had, it was 2nd and 2 with 1:34 seconds left. 2nd and 2, and we're in the shotgun. So right then we told the defense, "Hey, we're not going to run. We're going to throw the ball." And what happened? We threw a pick. So
and there was no running back inside. There was no running back inside in that play to even play action that off of it, or nothing on that play. So you're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a good one right here, guys. Check this out. So this is a good one right here. So Bree says, "I'm happy because I was tired of hearing opposing defensive players saying they knew what we were going to do." I mean, Cowboy Chris, were we that predictive? Were we predictable?
Yes. Oh, you want me to elaborate? Yeah, man. Let me say this. I told you, man, there was a lady that I order parts from on a daily basis at my job, and she said, "Chris, I watch your TikToks and everything. I watch your lives and everything." She said, "I learned what kill mean." I said, "Oh, you did?" She said, "Yeah, Chris, because I know you said every time the Cowboys say kill, they're gonna run the ball, and they did." So if I know this as just a a fan who loves football, who watch every second of the Dallas Cowboys, if I know this, professional coaches who get paid to do this know this too. Did you notice every time he did kick, did the defense even move? Nope. They ain't
Now,
move. They like, bro, you run the ball right here. We all know this. Come on with it. And it's the same thing. It happened in the Niner
yeah,
game too. I understand what you were saying, Buzz, about sticking to the run game and all this. But when our offensive line really was horrible this year, guys. If we don't all agree on that,
yeah.
I mean, it was
Blocking
truly
technique.
horrible. Especially
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Steele got hurt. I mean, we went from above average to below average real quick. Okay, so the running game, unless it was some kind of power sweep or off tackle trap, maybe with Tony, we wasn't going nowhere. Okay, Zeke lost all of his explosiveness, and let me tell you, I was the big family wagon guy as it was, but against the Niners, you literally saw it. It was just like he had no explosiveness. He had none. Okay, so with no explosive running back, then a running back get hurt. We have no other choice but to throw the damn ball. No other choice. But back to answering your question though, Gary. It was the offense was very predictable. It
yeah.
was, and it was just becoming annoying as Cowboy fans when we see their formation. You know what they were about to do. You
Yeah,
see the
yeah,
formation. It's no
yeah.
it's no deception at all, bro. So that's why I was always on the Mike McCarthy thing calling plays. Okay? Because if he going down with the ship, man, go down calling your own damn plays.
And that's so true because not only was they part ways with Kellen Moore, but they also part ways with six other coaches, and which one was I just it
Yeah.
just kind of irked me was Joe Philbin. I just thought his run blocking scheme was just so basic. There was
Yeah.
only zone blocking and there was no releasing. We'll do a little chip block and try to make the block. Then I saw this last game we played against, was it the Tampa Bay? Yeah, Tampa Bay. They had old man Jason Peters pulling all the way across from field, trying to make a block to the other side. Why would you even? It's things like that. It's like, huh?
But Gary, can I
So
can I ask you a question though, Gary, on that though? I mean, because I'm an offensive lineman. Let me ask you a question to that.
okay,
Okay, Joe Philbin is teaching what the offense is doing. He doesn't create run plays or anything like that. Only thing he's teaching is technique, right? He's
right,
teaching technique. So the offensive coordinator designs run plays. Okay, why
right.
you think San Francisco? They always talk about San Francisco coach is one of the best because of their run game, and he's designing runs. Right? They're not praising their offensive line coach. They're praising their head coach for coming up with these run schemes.
True.
Okay, I understand what you say about Philbin. He wasn't the best coach in the world, but he's only teaching schemes, bro. So
Right.
we got rid of what the problem was, the
Yeah,
schemer.
I totally agree because it just seems like Kellen Moore and Joe Finn was on two different pages. Like, what are they? I mean, it just didn't add up. I mean, and I understand Zeke is not as fast as Tony Pollard now, but and Zeke gonna fight for every yard he gets. But it's like,
Mhm.
damn, it just some of them blocking schemes. And why? Oh, and here's another thing: why are we using tight ends as fullbacks? Get you a damn fullback and let a fullback run through that. I saw one time number 89. Who is 89? Hendershot? Think it's
Yeah.
Hendershot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hendershot totally missed his block. So a lot of, and I know we talk about Zeke, but I'm like, damn, looking at this, you got a tight end playing fullback. You got a lineman playing fullback. They don't know that role. If you're going to run with a lead back, get you a fullback.
Well, can
We
I
had
say
to run.
this? I don't mean to kill everybody else's time on this, but Gary, you really, I love when I love what you're talking about. I love it. Okay,
Okay.
it's lighting the fire up under me actually. Okay, the NFL has gotten too cute. Okay, it's finesse offense.
It's all finesse.
It's not too many power football teams anymore that'll line up with a fullback. Only body got a fullback on their damn team now is the San Francisco 49ers. Okay,
And it
so
worked.
but if you got a power running back, okay, you would need somebody to at least lead him in there. Then you see they try to do this. They try to put an offensive lineman back there. They try to put a tight end back there. But it's a craft being a fullback. It's a
It,
craft, right?
yes. It's a
Moose got
technique.
famous for blocking. Moose was
Yeah.
famous for blocking.
All start Johnston Moose. So
For
those,
blocking. But
knew
the
how.
NFL now, man, they so cute. Everything we can do this, we can scheme our way out of things. But sometimes you need the right freaking personnel to run it.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying. And I saw it too many times. I like this tight end, and we know Dalton Schultz is not going to block anybody. Hell,
No.
but you want to use him as a fullback, that's not going to work. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But let's move on real quick. So here's another one, guys. Offense simple and predictable. Look at the Chiefs. Even with Mahomes, you rarely know what. Man, did you guys see when them guys was in the huddle and they did the darn carousel? Did
Yeah,
y'all?
that was
I
crazy.
mean, is that
That
not
was
being
that
creative or
one of the
what?
craziest things I've ever seen. That
Did
was
you?
nuts.
I mean, bro, and if it wasn't for the holding call, it would have been a touchdown. These guys did a carousel. That's what I call creativity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree with what he's saying right here. I mean, basically, you don't know what they're going to run, and what we saw on Sunday, you saw some things where you thought Mahomes was in a predicament, and then he tossed it underneath. Like, what the hell? Where'd he come
Yeah.
from? You know.
And
So
and it's like we just went from, like, you remember we had Linehan, right? And we just lined up. They would load the box up, and we would run
yeah,
it. Yeah, we're gonna run it anyways, right? And we went
yeah,
straight from Linehan to Moore with the same deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kellen Moore dressed it up more. He did these little things, but there was no change from there to there.
five
So
wide. It was five wide.
yeah,
Second and 2, five wide. I
yeah.
mean, So anyway, so let's kind of move on, guys. So let me ask you guys this. So what do y'all think was the problem with this here, man? Because we're sitting here saying Kellen Moore, Kellen Moore, Kellen Moore. We're saying Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy. So what was it here? What was the problem, guys? I mean, was it our receivers not running the right route? Was it Dak not reading the defense? Uh, uh, I mean, what was it? I mean, PR Cowboy, what do you think? What was going on here? Where was the disconnect?
Okay, I'm not gonna. I've been a Dak believer, as Chris knows. We've been defending Dak, but he's gonna take some blame for that. He's gonna take some blame for that because how do you go from one game? Armando was there at the game where he could just everything. You couldn't make the wrong decision, right? He couldn't make the wrong decision, and it was the right decision every time to going to just. And they talked about it where he just goes through his progressions too fast at some point, and he doesn't slow it down. And you can see whenever he got any quarterback, you put pressure on their legs, you're gonna disrupt them, right? But
Mhm.
you know, and CD showed out. CD showed out. He was the number one, right? He was the 88 we've been looking for, and he showed out in that game. And
Right, yeah, for sure.
now, what about the rest? Like, were they not creating separation? Were they? That's the other question. I mean, you could go back to the tape. You see some openings, right? Did he just?
T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. Even that one. See, that one. Like, I agree. Like, Ty was open, right? But that's not a bad. You got CD on a linebacker. That's not a bad, really necessary decision. You just put it out a better pass. You probably have him. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think, like I said, I'm not going to exclude Dak from making bad plays and stuff. He has to get better. We'll see if McCarthy makes that better. But how do you go from a 12-win season the year before, 13, whatever it was, and we don't get better in offense? We get rid of Amari Cooper, so we don't get better. I don't think we got
True.
better offensively. So
True.
you know what I'm saying? And then there's only one quarterback that's done that. It's Patrick Mahomes when they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and he's been able
True.
to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, Joe Burrow got nice 3 wide receiver sets with a running back. I mean, Jalen Hurts, they went and go get A.J. Brown for him. I mean, you got to do that with some of these guys.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, Pete. So, Rue, I mean, what do you think, man? What's going on with this disconnect between our receivers and our quarterback? I mean, is it the route running? Is it the scheme by Kellen Moore? Is it Dak not reading his progressions? Is it the receivers? What's going on? What do you think about that, brother?
It's the depth, and it's the fact that we've been chasing our tail all year, trying to replace the production of Amari Cooper.
Rue, say it one more time, Rue. It was the what?
It was us chasing our damn tail, looking for the production of Amari Cooper.
Damn.
It's like literally that's all we did all season long. All season long, we got rid of Amari Cooper, and then we were chasing our tail trying to find Amari Cooper. And I don't even want to hear this whole nonsense about the cap. I don't want to hear. We had $20 million all season long. We did nothing with it. We went and got T.Y. Hilton, which I'm not going to dog T.Y. Hilton, but he's not Amari Cooper.
No,
he's not Amari Cooper.
He's a role player. He's a role player.
Preach.
He did what he did this season. I'll give him. The 4th and 30 was probably the most amazing play that we saw from this Dallas Cowboys team all year long. So I'll give him that. But come on, man, he's not Amari Cooper. Look what Amari Cooper just did with the Browns. Amari Cooper still put up 1,000 yards with the Browns. Who's the Browns quarterback even most of the year?
It was
Brissett.
Brissett.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Massage Man. I mean, come on, man. Like, come on, this is crazy. And he still put up 1,000 yards. Now, here's the thing. Like, I don't know what happened there. I really don't. I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know what was swirling around the relationship between him and Dak Prescott. But let's just put it like this, because I'll stick with what I've been saying all year. This was Dak's worst season ever, but this was one of his most adversarial seasons ever too, because like he had to overcome, like so many of us forget that Dennis Houston was a starting receiver for this team for like the first 2 weeks. People forget, like we expected Michael Gallup to come back off of an ACL and be Amari Cooper, and it's like I get it, Michael is a good player, but even if he's healthy, is he really Amari Cooper? If he was Amari Cooper, we wouldn't have gotten Amari Cooper. So that doesn't even make sense. I mean, I just don't even know. I don't know what else to say about it. It's like, look, the craziest thing for me, and I want y'all to understand, I'm super frustrated because I'm not the one usually here defending Dak Prescott. I'm usually the one here demolishing Dak Prescott because I'm tired of the inconsistencies, and my opinion of him, honestly, it hasn't changed. He's an average quarterback with high upside, and I really want that high upside to be more consistent. That's my opinion of Dak Prescott. That's what he is to me. But I've been arguing with my friends all week that Brock Purdy is better than my quarterback, and I'm just like, he's played 7 games against guys that are ranked in the bottom half of the league on defense. And y'all act like not y'all, but they act like he just played some amazing game against us, and he didn't. He threw for 200 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. It's the most average game ever from a quarterback. And
yes, sir.
It's super annoying. It's like I'm not going to take away from Brock Purdy. He had an amazing 7 games, but so did Nick Foles. So did Joe Flacco. So did Matt Castle. Like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it because I know what I have with Dak Prescott. I know he's better than what I saw this season, and we can't take away from the fact that, bro, his offense was in shambles. He spent half the year with no Dalton Schultz. We didn't even know who our number 2 receiver was going to be because Gallup didn't show up to week 6? It's like we've had so much rotation, so much thing. And y'all talk about chemistry and everything else that needs to happen between quarterback and receiver all throughout the season. I'm going to tell you right now, next year, depending on what these moves look like, I'm really, really hoping that this guy gets healthy and starts to kind of come into his own.
Jalen Tolbert, right?
Jalen Tolbert becomes that deep threat that I really thought he was going to be this year. But hey, they develop. Things don't happen overnight. I know what I have with Dak Prescott, and I know that next year, depending on what happens, there's a good chance you're going to be looking at Dark Horse MVP. I didn't believe in it this year because I just thought there was so many question marks that it was just unreasonable to think that he was just going to pull some rabbit out of his ass and make this happen with guys that wouldn't be starting on any other roster except for CD. He did what he needed to do to get these wins. At the end of the day, he won 12 games. I understand he led the league in interceptions, but that's an anomaly for him. And they're trying to really hold on to that. But it really is an anomaly. He's never thrown this many. And let's not forget that when he was at 11, 6 of them were tipped balls by receivers that just fell into the defender's hands. So I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, that was good. Hey,
I
Buzz, I don't
fucking
know how
love
you
it.
gonna come behind that one,
I
Buzz, but
fucking
Why,
loved
why
it.
you got to do that to me, man? You got to put me after Rue. No, Rue hit it. He hit it right on the head, man. I mean, think about it. We expected Michael Gallup to come back and be somebody he wasn't, and then we expected CeeDee Lamb to come out week one and be the number one receiver. So it just none of it ever happened. We're waiting for it. We're like, we see the glimpse. We see the glimpse. He can do it. When Gallup comes back, we're gonna have CD and Gallup. Uh, I don't know what the stats they put up. I think Gallup they somebody put up he had 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and Amari had 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. You can't compete. You can't compete that. You can't say this guy's gonna walk in and do that. A group would if we would have Tolbert caught up and Tolbert could stretch the field. He didn't even play. He played what 1 game or 2 games this season. It
hmm
was just a bad season in the sense that when Dak went out, we survived with Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush was super average. And we were thrilled. I would have been thrilled to have average in the playoffs from Dak. Just, hey, man, throw 200 yards, throw a touchdown, don't throw any picks, because that consistency is what gets you far in the playoffs. It doesn't
yeah,
fill the seats, it doesn't blow up the scoreboard, but we went 5-1 with him, or 4-1, I don't even remember.
4-1.
And then Dak comes back. He scores a whole bunch of points. We're thrilled. The next week he comes back, throws. We score 10. The next week we score 40. The next week we score 20. It's too inconsistent. So I wouldn't mind if Dak would be an actual average quarterback that doesn't make mistakes. And
Yeah,
I think he's better than an average quarterback.
yeah,
He's not a top tier elite, and we want him to be that, and I feel like we force him to be that when he doesn't need to be that. He can just be the guy who throws 25 to 30 touchdowns, throws single digit interceptions, and helps us win games. That's it.
so
Don't lose
let
the
me ask
don't lose the
let,
game.
let me ask you this then, Buzz. So now that we got the quarterback coach Doug Newsome out the way, now we got the offensive coordinator out the way. Then do you think it's a possibility that there's still room for growth for Dak? I mean, because evidently this quarterback coach did not help Dak a lot, and the offensive coordinator did not help. So do you think that there's still room for growth for Dak?
I do. I really do because he's got a lot of things he needs to fix. And if he can improve little things, I know he doesn't run the ball like he used to, and we're not going to expect him to. But we've talked about it on the show before. You've talked about it on the show before. When he runs, he opens up so much more of the playbook. He
Whew.
doesn't need to run for 150 yards. He
No.
can run for 25 yards, 10 in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter. The safety will cheat, make sure they stay up front, and we can go over the top with Gallup. We never did that. Gallup never went over the top. I think maybe once or twice the whole season. That and then get somebody underneath to be consistent. I actually like Schultz a lot. I
Yeah.
became more of a fan this year. He had so many drop passes that hit him right in the hands. Short 6, 7, 8 yard gains, and he had some amazing games. But
Yeah.
the consistency is who is going to be the guy to step in? The Jason Witten, the security blanket. What we had with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, you throw him the ball, he's going to come down with it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what's happening, right? We knew that. We don't
Right.
have that anymore. We're
Yeah.
getting that with Lamb, but we need somebody else to help Lamb as well, as
Yeah.
deep on the field, deep down the field.
That's so true. So I'm not going to ask Chris. I'm not going to ask you that same question, but I want to ask you this inconsistency that we're seeing. One week we see him, I mean, this guy's on fire. Next week we're seeing that he's playing below average. Next week we see him below average. Then we see another week. And I understand. There's different defensive coordinators out there. There's some that's better than others, just like this guy from the 49ers. He's no pushover. So my question to you is, where do the inconsistencies originate from? And how do we correct these inconsistencies?
I personally think it's an anomaly. I don't think this is Dak's mentality to throw interceptions and be inconsistent. For the last 6 years, this is Dak's seventh, right? For the
Yeah,
last 6 years, he didn't do this, right? And then it was just a theory of mine. It may not be true because don't nobody know. Okay, didn't Dak deal with a lot of depression? Didn't he say that? He said he had a lot of things going on in his life. You got to remember the guy's a human too. Okay,
We saw what
so
happened with Brady.
yeah, so I don't think this is going to be Dak's norm because that's not what he's never been a quarterback like this. That's why I kept trying to be on Dak's side in his back, man, because he never showed this to us before. He never has. Even his rookie year, when they barely let him throw the damn ball, he didn't throw interceptions. Then his next year, he got better. Then the year that he broke his leg, the dude was on pace for 4,000 yards. Okay? So this year, he had trouble. I think when he came back, I still don't think he was fully healthy. But, man, he was rushing to get back. He knew what we expected. Cowboys were expecting to go to the Super Bowl, man. This is the year that the NFC was truly wide open for the Cowboys. We had no excuses, okay?
No
We had no
excuses.
excuses, all right?
No
So,
excuses.
we're a little upset. We're a little salty about this. But, man, I really believe, I think it's an anomaly. I really don't think Dak is going to continue on with interceptions. I think Mike McCarthy is going to put more on his plate because now it's because Dak Prescott is in charge of that man's job.
Yeah.
Because Dak ain't going to, I don't care how many Cowboy fans say, let's trade him. He got a no trade clause and he got a lot of damn money on the books.
Yep.
He ain't going nowhere, guys. He is not going anywhere. I remember when he broke his leg, everybody said, man, please play Dak. Now everybody want to get rid of him. Bro, he had one anomaly in his career. Calm down.
Yeah. So, and that's so true too. And this is a good comment, right? I just witnessed an elite quarterback throw 2 picks in a playoff game last night and lost the game. It's risky airing the ball, and that's so true. And basically, when we did that in the 49ers game, it hurt us. It really hurt us. So again, the inconsistency, we still have to, wonder where it was coming from. Is the play calling? Is it the poor read? But again, yeah, this is something that we haven't been seeing. But again, I put a lot of that on Scott Linehan because Scott Linehan was a run first coach. He thought about running the ball first, which set up the pass game. And a lot of his plays came from under center to roll out boots, play actions, and things like that. That is what Dak is good at. But boy, Wonder wants to 5 wide, go deep, run into the teeth of the defense and things like that. So, but that's what that is, man. And we can continue to wonder what that is, but it's over with now. So hopefully Mike McCarthy comes in. And I'm really thinking, man, Mike McCarthy is going to see, and this the thing about being receiver, you have to have some check downs. You got to have some crossing route. You got to have some slants. One thing I did see in the 49er game, every time CD lined up on number 7 played 12 yards off. Every time. And what we do, we run right to number 7 instead of, checking off for that and say, hey, give me a slant, things like that. So I think with the West Coast offense, this is something that we will see. You're going to see more slants, more crossing routes. You're going to see a lot of more running as well. So, but when we talk about running, I have to bring this up. So, Rue.
I'm so glad you brought this up. It's written on my paper.
Rue, the man with the plan. We have to talk about Zeke, man. Let's talk about Zeke because everybody's saying he's trash. And
Family wagon.
Yeah.
Family wagon.
So let's talk a little bit about let's talk about. I'm gonna get a few since there's 6 of us on here. I get a couple of us to talk about, and then we'll move on to the next so we can get through all these topics. But Rue, let's talk about Zeke. What are your thoughts on Zeke, and what's the future looks like for Zeke?
Now that this season is officially over, there's something that we really need to talk about, and it's not just Zeke. Pollard's up for a contract too, and my biggest thing is I do not want to make the same mistake twice. I do not. I was calling for Tony Pollard to be the starting running back for this league since the beginning of this year. I said that's what I wanted, and you guys were right. He cannot play a full season. We saw that. He cannot stay healthy for 17 games and be that lead back. He just can't. And he has the talent. It's not that the talent isn't there. It's just his body ain't there. And I don't think he's ever played a full season, even at the backup role, which says everything that you need to know in itself. The thing is, I think our entire running back core really needs an overhaul. That's really what I believe. I honestly and truly believe that it needs an overhaul. Because we talk about inconsistencies with Dak. What we don't talk about is the inconsistencies with the with what you're getting out of the run game. Because, yeah, like we blame it all on Kellen Moore, but the fact is, if you're not getting production out of the run game, well, it's kind of hard to run the football, ain't it? Because it was like it came and went, right? There was games where they were lighting it up on the ground, and there was games where it was like, where'd the run game go? And it's like, well, man, when you're averaging 2 yards a run, 3 yards a run, it's hard to keep on running the football. And then when you lose Pollard, because in that San Francisco game, Pollard was starting to go. If you look at the stat, he was only averaging like 3.5 yards a carry. But if looking at the game, he was very valuable every time he touched the ball. But once he went out, it was like everything changed because they knew they could stop Zeke.
True.
If all they got to worry about is Zeke, they knew they were going to stop that. That wasn't going to be an issue for them. But the inconsistencies in the run game, that's what's tough for me right now. That's really what it is. And I honestly believe that our running back core needs an overhaul. It needs an overhaul.
Yeah. All right. Hey, 21 Armando. Now, you've been a Cowboy fan for a long time. You see some folks come through here, man. We need to hear what Cowboy Huddle want to know what is your thoughts about Ezekiel Elliott.
You know what, man? It sucks because we drafted Zeke, so we all have that. Man, we all feel that he's one of us. But I'm with Rue. I think this running game we need an overhaul. I'm not even sure if I think we're gonna franchise Pollard, but I'm with Rue as far as not making the same mistake twice, man. We have a young kid on the roster who looks promising with Malik Davis. So we got that there. Zeke, I think his time is up. I think we've seen it. We've seen the last of Zeke. We've seen him kind of running on flat tires. He was going. He was trying to make it to 7-Eleven to get that last gas, but it wasn't happening, man. It wasn't happening. So yeah, I think Zeke is gone. Pollard, I think we'll franchise him, but I really want to see what Malik Davis has to offer. We saw some promising. We saw some promising runs in him. We saw some good work during the season with him. So we'll see what's up with him coming up next. Hopefully.
Yeah. Fact. So guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of what we got going on, man. We got some money out there, man. We right now, man, we owe Dak 49 million. We owe D-Law 26 million. We owe Zeke 16.7 million. If he's cut, we save 5 million. We owe MG Michael Gallup 13.8 million. We owe Zach Martin 19 million. So we actually have to pay out $93 million in 2023. So, and we can always talk about, oh my gosh, D-Law has $26 million coming his way this one season. We have Zach Martin, he's due $19 million. So we know just by looking at that, there was some bad mismanagement as far as his bonding because we waited too late to pay Dak. We could have got Dak a lot cheaper if we would have signed him a year earlier, but we waited. Same thing with Zeke, so Zeke making $90 million and basically I think who was it? Was it Michael Gallup's where he signed, but his contract doesn't really kick into 21 or something like that. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on, which basically shows that we really need a true general manager.
Keith, you're on the money subject right now, and right now we have a issue with our cornerback, and he's gonna want money.
Who is this, Trayvon?
Oh yeah.
It's a possibility he might hold out.
Yeah, I think it's looking like it. So this money issue is coming into effect now. I don't understand too much about the new cap. I know this new cap just came into place. I don't understand too much about it. But
well, here's the way. Yeah, Armando, here's the way we can. And this was a question I had for y'all. And I know Cowboy, like Chris, I'm with you, man. Be quiet if you want to trade Dak or get rid of Dak because he's on the roster here for next year. He's here. So here's the next question. You can restructure Dak's deal, but it's going to hurt us in 2025. It will hurt us, right?
Boom.
Or
that's the next topic.
Or you extend him You get 36 million this year to be able to sign Diggs, sign Parsons, whatever you got to do. So what do you think about that? You get 36 million to do what you want if you extend Dak Prescott.
We're gonna let Chris talk on that. Chris, you're not frozen, are you? You not okay? Look like you was frozen.
No, no, I was waiting. I know we were doing a few at a time on this topic. Man, when it comes to money, I'm one of those people who, man, get all the money you can get. That's the franchise's problem. Okay, because we all know Tank Lawrence is overpaid. We all know Zeke is overpaid. Okay, we all know Dak is overpaid. We all know Michael Gallup is overpaid for all these production issues. Okay, but there's nothing that you could do about it because I'm like this. If I'm playing, if I'm Zach Martin, there ain't no way you coming to me talking about take a pay cut, man. I'm all damn
He
pro and I
already done it.
prove it
Zach is one that's
every
done it several times. You're
year.
right. Yeah.
You you got you got to pay still also. They got to pay still. So it's just an organization thing. That's when it's time for Stephen Jones to start working his magic. Hey, bro, it's time for you to start working your magic. Okay, I agree. I was the first one to say that franchise Pollard. Hey, because and you can do it for 3 years. You can do it for 3 years. Ask Kirk Cousins. They did it for 3 years. Okay, so hey, every year, Tony, here's your money. You get a lump sum, but you're a running back. Hey, that's just the position
That's
you
risk.
play, bro. That's the
That's
position you
risk.
play. It's not against you. There's nothing bad against you, Tony. But bro, you play running back. You getting this 1 year deal. You gonna get the top 5 pay. This is what you get. That's it. Zeke, I love you, bro. We drafted you. Matter of fact, Chris got a Facebook page a year before that said, "Hey, the Dallas Cowboys gonna draft Ezekiel Elliott," and they did. Okay, so Zeke, you got to take the pay cut or you gone. I hate this is on film, me praising the Ohio State player, but let me tell you, something. I appreciate Zeke. I appreciate everything he does. I never thought I'd love an Ohio State player ever in my life. He did. He proved it to me. He's been a man. He's been the man for the Cowboys. But unfortunately, like we said about Tyron Smith, Zeke tires are flat, bro. He has no explosiveness.
Yeah.
And hey, that's why I love Jimmy Johnson. Man, when it's time to move on, damn it, let's move on.
Yeah.
Quit falling in love.
It's not
Why
personal.
you think New England won so many years? New England won so many years because when they were tired, when they saw people, their tires were flat, they got rid of their ass. Yep. Hey man, this is business. It ain't personal. We gonna cheer for whoever, man. If they got this hell, I never thought I'd cheer for Terrell Owens a day in my life. But as soon as that some bitch put on that star, who did I cheer for?
Yeah.
That's my quarterback.
And that's the thing, I think, and I know, like when my son played, that one thing that a lot of players do not like, they do not like the franchise tag. I mean, yeah, it's a lump sum of money, but there's risk that comes with franchise due to the fact, because if you get injured and it takes you out for, just like Tony Pollard right now, his stock is going to go down because they don't know what they're going to get. Yep. And like who that Ruth said earlier, we don't think he can go 17, 18 games. So,
but Gary, that's why you franchise him though, because you get that. At least he gets a lump sum of money. Okay.
Yeah, again, I understand what you're saying, but again, you ask any NFL player, they don't like the franchise. They want to be under contract. True, you get 15 million, but if you go out with a collarbone or ACL, you're done. You're damaged goods.
Well, they need to go to the players' union because that's who they signed off on. They signed off on that.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying this is what I'm saying through the players. They do not like franchise tags. You saw with DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence said he wasn't playing on the franchise tag because he understands the risk. ACL, Achilles, collarbone, things like that. And once that happens, just like Pollard, are we going to sign Pollard? I guarantee his stock is going to go down if anybody else is looking at him. But we might franchise, we would probably franchise a little less because we don't know what we're going to get now until the season starts. But yeah, franchise tag is an option. and that's so true. But I'm just saying that a lot of it's a risk when when you take the franchise because every player is one player away from a season-ending injury. You know what I'm saying? So and like I say, we don't know. We'll see what happens. But what you got? What you got, Buzz?
Yeah, I think I'm going to the Dak restructuring his contract. I think he should, and really a lot of it is in Dak's hand, not just financially. We talk about the future of the franchise. Who are we going to keep? It's in Dak's hands. Does Dak want to be paid, or does Dak want to be winning? Does Dak want to keep this group of
Is he
guys
gonna be
together?
friendly?
So yeah, well, I mean, he's still going to get his money at some point. He's going to lose some money. He'll make more money if we ever do win the Super Bowl with Dak, right? That's something that comes with winning the Super Bowl, all the endorsements. But keeping this group of guys together, I still think we should keep Zeke. Maybe not as a running back. And I know Chris isn't going to be happy because he's not a pure fullback. But keep him in as a fullback. Why can't we keep him on short yardage?
I have
If
no
we
problem with that.
That's
Well,
like
because
well,
that's
well,
not
I
he
got
can
no problem
block.
with that. I got no problem with that either, Buzz. But I do got a issue with what you said about Dak. Is his responsibility? I don't think it is. I mean, to
Oh no,
keep
not
this team
responsibility,
together.
but it's in his.
I mean,
No, not at all.
money wise, because
It's his prerogative. It's his
yeah,
prerogative.
yeah. But I mean, because I'm like this. Why should I redo it for later on, where they have a possibility of cutting me and I still don't get my money?
No,
That's
he'll get his
that's
money.
that's my thing. Okay, I hate restructuring contracts unless they know they're gonna keep them. You know?
but that's what I was saying,
Yeah, no,
Chris.
I
If they
agree. What I'm saying is, I think if he can get the same amount of money, and get him some sort of, I don't know how those things work. I'm not familiar with the financial with the financial side, but if he can get an incentive for restructuring the deal, even if it's on the back end, some sort of guaranteed money. Because if we can do what Rue, I think it was Rue who said, restructure the contract, keep Diggs, keep Parsons, keep that group of guys who is running the defense really well. It gives us 2 to 3 years where this group of guys who can get us to that next level.
now here's the deal
Gotcha,
with
gotcha.
that. So if you restructure, so let's say he restructures, right? Like I said
Right.
before, it's still going to hurt in 2025. So you get a couple years to buy some time. But if he extends the contract, extend it, they give him a bigger bonus. He'll get all his money. The salary, the cap will come down this year for 36 million. We'll have 36 million to spend. You can cut Zeke, you save another 5 million, and even next year you can get out of Gallup's deal with no uh, nothing to face on that. Negative on his contract. So there's a lot of things that like Ruth said earlier, somebody's gonna wave that magic wand. There's something you can always do to get underneath the cap,
Yeah.
and
And you know
and
what? You
that's
know
the
what,
thing.
Pete? I saw an article about that about the extending deck. I think
Yeah,
it was what's that? I think Mike Fish or
Mike
you
Fisher.
see,
Yeah,
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 Mike Fisher.
yeah. So he came out and he said that kind of be on the lookout for not a restructure but
an
an
extension.
an
Yeah,
extension
Extension.
for that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think now that you're talking about it, I think this is a reason, and I'm more with that. If we can extend them, and then that cap come down, we still have money. Why not?
Yeah.
But
Because that
Armando, don't nobody want Dak. Remember? Don't nobody want him.
well, it yeah, that's
Yeah,
some people.
Well,
Yeah.
hey,
I think right here, I think this year it'll tell us a lot. Like, was it really Dak? Was it an offensive coordinator? You
We're
know,
gonna find out. We will find out. And that's the thing, we really truly I hate to say it, but we need Dak to do something in order to free up some money, in order to bring some players in there. We paying over $93 million this season. So I mean
hey,
that's a lot of
and
money. So
I'm,
we're gonna have to get Dak to do something because Zach Martin has done his. Tyron Smith has restructured so many times. So I mean,
and
good
doesn't
grief.
it and doesn't the extension sound good to him, right? That would sound
It
good to
should.
him.
Yeah. Well,
Here, hey,
he's
we'll give you
gonna
some
be
more years.
around.
You know what I'm saying? So
no.
Yeah. So yeah, man. We'll see how that works out. But
I
personally,
mean,
it is on Dak's shoulders to make some room in order to bring some more people in here. I really think we're going to see some more breaking news. We're going to see some folks that we can't bring back. We might release some folks. Malik Hooker might be one, Anthony Brown might be another. Leighton Vander Esch might be another one. Jesus, just free agents that's out there. How do you keep them all? So they got to sit down at the table and figure out what they want to do. And it's still early, but there's definitely things to talk about, man. So
We
just like
can't
we was
wait.
talking
We
about,
can't wait. We always wait. We always wait to see
yeah,
what's left over, and
yeah,
that's where we end up in these situations where we wait and see. Let's see what we can get on the cheap, or let's see who's still available. Go out and get. Look at the Eagles. They went out and got who they needed, and now they're in the Super Bowl. They needed defensive linemen. They went and got defensive linemen. They need receiver. They went and got him. Just,
yeah.
I mean, I understand it's a financial thing, but at this point, I mean, what does Jerry Jones need?
I really think
He's
we.
he can do it.
I really think we need we need some depth on this offensive line side. We really need some depth, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pull up the roster, I mean, Dan Quinn has his side. I mean, loaded. And I
Yeah.
just looked at the offense and said, "Well, damn, it's real skimpy over here." You got Connor McGovern playing center slash guard. You got Jason Peters playing guard slash tackle. Tyler Smith slash. All these slash, but there's no depth. Josh Ball we brought in irrelevant. We trying to use Avante Collins. We don't know. So we're gonna have to make some room to add depth on this offensive side of the ball because I think defensively, I think we'll be okay. But we're definitely going to have to bulk up this offensive side of the ball. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, with you. Offensive line, wide receiver depth, like you said, when we're chasing that Cooper Ghost all year, and the offensive line. If some God forbid something happens to one of those starting offensive line, who's behind them? What I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we had
for
to we had
sure.
to go get a 40-year-old guy off the street to help
Wow,
out. So, but
that's true.
no try. I mean, he did it. He did good for us.
It
But I
was
He
it
mean,
was
helped.
the truth. It was the
Yeah, he
truth,
helped
B.
Tyler. He really did help Tyler. He
It's funny
helped
when it's
Tyler.
true.
Tell me why.
It's,
Tell me why.
it's
Tell me
definitely the
why.
truth.
Tell me why. T.Y. Hilton was more relevant than Michael Gallup this season.
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
It's
yeah.
just the scheme. It was no inclusion, man. It just
Hey,
wasn't no inclusion.
I wanted to
So
share this
Oh,
with y'all,
but
man.
we got to remember Michael Gallup came in off an injury, so
yeah,
hoping this
yeah,
next season, fully healed, a
He'll
full
have to.
full off season,
yeah,
He'll have to, because like I said
yeah,
before, after this year, his contract is expendable, and they can do away with him without
yeah.
hurting
Let me throw
himself.
this out there to you guys. Would you guys be open to trading him, Michael Gallup?
Yeah.
I'm
For
open for everything, bro.
Yeah.
I'm open for
but
everything.
For
I'm
Amari
like
Cooper.
I'm like Buzz. I like Buzz, man. Let's stop waiting. Let's stop counter punching. Let's punch somebody.
It's punch
Shit.
somebody now.
So,
Because when Jerry
hey,
first bought this damn team, he was a puncher. Now he a counter puncher. Because he let analytics and all this other crap get in his head. People start talking. Remember, we loved Jerry Jones because he was that old man, that wildcatter. We're going to go out here and we're going to take chances. Let's go get Dion. Let's go get Charles Haley. Let's get these people so we can win the damn Super Bowl. Now everybody talk about money. Hey, man, it's going to cost this amount. Oh, we're going to cost this. Man, go get the people we need so we can get to the damn Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Yep, you right.
yeah,
The big fella got a little
man,
residence.
well,
I'm sorry.
well,
I love it.
Fifty
Love it.
facts.
I'm
50
sorry.
facts.
I apologize.
It's not normal if the big fella don't get that razzle dazzle.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I got a few people backstage that want to voice their opinion, but before we get to that, I'm gonna ask you guys this before we bring them on because we want to hear what they have to say. But so here's the last a topic right here, guys, and y'all tell me, how do we do this? How do we go from being good to great? How do we overcome that barrier? Because we're good. Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, we're top 5. We're this, we're that. Oh, we got a defense. Oh yeah. But if that's the title you want, great. Continue to be good. But a real coach is not going to settle to being
But
good. He's going to definitely try to get you to being great. So how,
it's exactly
Ruth,
what.
starting with you,
Oh,
Ruth,
thank you.
starting with you, how do we go from being good to great?
I mean, I think the biggest thing you have to do is exactly what y'all just talked about. We have to act. Stop waiting for these things to
Yep.
just fall into your lap because it's not going to happen that way. And I wanted to tell y'all because this whole thing with the salary cap, you know what they're going to do. They're going to bump it on down the road. That's exactly what they're going to do. And this is from Todd Archer. I wanted to share this with y'all just a second ago. in 2023, the cap is going to be set at $224.8 million. As of right now, the Cowboys will be $7.4 million over that cap. What Todd Archer is saying they're talking about doing is restructuring Dak, Michael Gallup, Zach Martin, and DeMarcus
Damn,
Lawrence.
Zach's being
Martin and
treated like a
DeMarcus Lawrence.
prostitute.
I'm going to tell you like this. They're going to do that. If they do that, according to Todd Archer, it's $45 million in cap space that gets cleared up.
Yeah.
So you take that $45 million. Obviously, we got to do what we need to do with the guys in-house, which I'm assuming Micah Parsons is going to be the first one they take care of. But you got to act. Go out and get the guys that you need. The draft is going to be crucial because this is how we build our team to begin with. And it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with that first round pick, because it's not a very good one. You know, we're at the back half of that draft. So we'll see where we end up in terms of what we end up in that first round. But there's some things that they can do. And I just, like y'all said, I don't want them to hesitate. Just don't hesitate. If y'all are going to free up all this, y'all going to do all this restructuring and get me that $45 million, don't you do me like you did that 20 and just let it sit there. Y'all better do something with it. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. So true. Pete, what do you think, brother?
Yeah. Like Chris said, Ruth said, we talked about it, right? Last year, 12 wins. We had a chance to go out there and do something great, right? With that 20 million, let's go get something. They get rid of Cooper, and we're just like, okay, we're taking a step back, building through the draft, taking the leftovers in free agency. I would, like Chris said, go out and go get that guy. Is it D Hopkins? Do you go all in and get that guy on the team? Is it, what do you do? And like I said, I got this list. I'm already started my list of draft players that we're going to have, but I'm not worried about that right now because, like you said, we're that close. We're that close to, like, let's go get somebody that can help us.
Yeah.
Let's go do what the Eagles did, went to go get an A.J. Brown to help their quarterback. That exactly what these guys said, like what the Rams did with Stafford, right? Let's go all in. It's all in. Let's go get it and let's get it done.
Well, you gotta be careful on that all in because we saw what happened to the Rams. They're a bust now. I mean, you gotta be careful about all in.
The next question is: it worth it though? They got a Super Bowl out of it.
I mean,
I know we want multiples.
I want multiples. I just me personally.
But to get multiples,
we all
that
know
first
it's
one.
Multiples. So right now. You need that one.
Because right now you will not hear from the Rams for a long time. I mean, they're done.
But
they're done.
Now that you say that, though, I mean, are we certain that they're completely dead? I mean, they had some things go down in that franchise this year. They played a relatively tough schedule. Are we certain that these guys are just going to disappear? Because I haven't given up faith in Matthew Stafford still being able to be.
No, you're going to have Matthew Stafford, but we're talking about free agency. I mean, you can't sign everybody. They lost. Von Miller is nowhere longer there anymore, so you're going to lose more. It's hard when you go in.
Out already.
Can I ask you a question, Gary?
What's that?
When the Rams won the Super Bowl, who did they go out and get the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Von Miller.
And who else?
And Bobby Wagner.
And who else?
I don't know.
No, I got Odell. Okay, so this year, how did the Philadelphia Eagles get to the Super Bowl? What did they do? They went and got people.
No, that's two different stories because Philadelphia has more money. Now they didn't go out and go broke.
But you still missing my point. I know they didn't go broke, and I know what you're saying. It was two different instances why the Rams are broke, the Eagles aren't broke. But the common denominator is they went and got somebody that they needed.
The question was asked, do you want it now or do you want multiples? I want multiples. Now, if you want now, you'll go all the way out and spend all your money. But I don't want now. I want to win now, and I want to win in a couple of years like the Eagles doing. Eagles didn't go ahead and go broke. They done been to the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 9 years, right?
The Rams' problem this year, everybody got hurt on their team. Everybody important got hurt on their team. So that's not saying that their team wasn't good. When we beat them, they was all at top speed. And we beat them. Okay, but then everybody got hurt. So we can't blame them for getting hurt. Okay, so but they went and got it. Now we can't say the Rams ain't gonna have a bounce back year. They got an excellent quarterback. They got an excellent receiver. They got the most dominant defensive player in the league.
All you have to do is look at the numbers. Look at their salary cap. Look at it. All you have to do it, and then you compare it to Philadelphia and let me know.
But hold on, man. Think about it. We just talked about how we're $7 million over the cap, and
$7
with a couple shuffles and a little magic, all of a sudden we're $45 million under the cap. You telling me the Rams can't do the same thing? Of course they can.
Exactly.
The matter is, man, you know what the Eagles did that we're not talking about? The Eagles took a chance and the Eagles took a risk. Think about it. They fired their coach after he won a Super Bowl. Jerry would have never done that.
That's what I'm saying. You're talking about Philadelphia. That ain't gonna happen. That's not going to happen. Jerry's not going to pull a stunt like that.
We know this about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has been
Jerry ain't going to pull a stunt like that.
But think about it. They got rid of Doug Peterson. They got rid of their quarterback that they paid. It's not like they didn't pay Carson Wentz. They paid him. And now think about it. Now because they got everything they could have gotten out of Carson Wentz, and for whatever reason they did whatever they did to their coach. Now they won a Super Bowl, and now they got a top 10 draft pick on top of that. Like how I don't even understand how they finessed this whole thing like this. And last season they went out.
They have a good general manager.
Like it's insane how they went out. They got people. They got people last year, paid everybody, and now they're in the Super Bowl, and they got a top 10 pick. Like it's insanity how they even pulled that off. I don't even understand it. But obviously things will change when they pay Jalen Hurts because they're gonna have to pay.
They'll change. Yeah, and the Rams also, to their demise, they gave up future first-round picks that got them in this mess. Also, that's where they kind of messed up too. And what they did though is how they went to go get what's the receiver they got from Chicago, Robinson, right? He didn't have a good year, but they went out. They went to go get another receiver that would help Stafford. And how did they do that? By extending Matthew Stafford and doing that and having all that money to be able to do something. So, like this rule said, we can get that 45 minutes. You can take care of Diggs, you can take care of Parsons, and you can still go out there and make a move to get you that guy.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I think we can. Like you said, the extension is a great move for us. But as far as the Rams, can they do it? We don't know. But what they did, they went all in to get that one Super Bowl because they was irrelevant the year after. They was irrelevant because guess what? They lost players.
But like I said, they gave up first-round picks. Like, what if we went and asked Arizona for D-Hop? Hey, can we give you a third and a fifth or something?
Well, true.
Maybe they do it.
Yeah.
Hey, apparently he's on the market.
You got to think about it. We wouldn't even talk about Tampa Bay ever unless they went and go get their person. You got to go get these people, bro. That's all I'm saying. You got to go get them.
That's how we go.
Who even thought about Tampa Bay playing anymore? Tampa Bay, they get Tom Brady all of a sudden, damn, they good. Okay, hey, the Rams, hey man, they need a quarterback. Oh, they go get Matthew Stafford. Come on, man. The Eagles need a receiver. Oh, they go get one of the best receivers in the league. You got to go get people. That's all we saying. Go get them.
Yeah, I agree. But when you make these running backs $90 million players and quarterbacks 100. I mean, you can still do it, but like you say, through the extension,
but you can rectify that problem. You can rectify that problem. You can You can't. I mean, we all know it's easy. We all know Zeke gonna get cut. We all know it. We know it. Let's quit beating around the bush. We know Zeke is gonna get cut because Zeke makes more money. So
$5 million that you save. You save $5 million.
$5 million.
So we know that's gonna happen, bro. It's the business part of it now. It's performance and business. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not performing, you got to go.
And that's $5 million you sell against the cap, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's $5 million that you can probably go get somebody that's a free agent. You can give about $2 million. So,
I like what Armando said. Malik Davis and Tony Pollard. Like, what? We don't have to have that guy in the running back. Run a 2-back system. That's fine. You can win that way. And Malik Davis,
John Robinson.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that later.
John Robinson.
But
don't even start.
I
lose my mind.
He's going to be there.
I'd lose it. If they drafted
He could be. And that's
all I'm going to say. If you did that, I'd get rid of both of them. And I just stick with the backup. I
Hey,
stick with Rico
hey,
and Malik Davis.
I
I get rid of
agree.
DP and Zeke. Bye.
I agree.
With
And
Bijan behind this O-line?
now,
Oh,
and we know this, and we know this about Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy use a receiver. We saw it as a running back. He don't care. Anybody that can get the
he can
job
catch
done,
the ball.
that's who he's going to put back there. So,
He can
yeah,
catch the
we
ball.
might have seen the last of both of those guys because, where we sitting right now. And if Bijan is there, I would not be surprised we bring him in and then bring another running back in behind him or keep Malik Davis. It might be a total different backfield. We don't know what's on Mike McCarthy's mind, but he's going to do what's in the best interest to better this offense. So, but anyway, guys, let's go on real quick because that was a great session. So we got some individuals right here. Cowboy Corner wants to come on. Let me see. He's blocked. Hey, come on, Cowboy Corner. You got you there, brother? Hello. Okay, I guess he's not there. Is he there? Oh, hold on. There he is. Hey, you there?
Can you guys hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, man?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we done talked about everything.
How you guys doing?
We good. We just want to hear what you got. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, for sure. Cowboys structure their contracts different than a lot of teams in the National Football League. So when it comes to restructures, Dak Prescott doesn't have a say in it. They can just do it. That goes for any other player. So it ain't that Dak Prescott's going to be a team player, raise his hand and say, you know what, I'm going to help the team. It doesn't work that way in Cowboy land. It's already in his contract. They can structure anytime they want. And that goes for any player.
So what do you think about the question Pete asked about the extending and then you save on the cap?
Yeah, so Dak already has 2 voidable years at the end of it's a 4-year deal, but it was really a 6-year deal because he has 2 voidable years. So this is the last year that you could quote unquote restructure Dak and kick that money along the line because he already has 2 voidable deals at the end of his contract. So that's how that can work. But this is the last year you can do that with Dak. If the Cowboys want to cut him after the 2024 season, it's going to be a minimal cap hit because all his money was in such bulk at the first of the contract. So his first year he got paid $70 million. So a lot of that bulk money was hit up front. So this is the last year they can restructure, and it ain't that down the line. It's not a big hit for Dak Prescott. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So after this year, let's see where our team's at after this year, right? Because you think the Eagles are going to lay down because they have a potential to win a Super Bowl? No, they're going to keep being aggressive and try to get better. The Commanders are 1 quarterback away, and the Giants, no one expected them to be in the playoffs. They're going to get better, right? So the Dallas Cowboys, to get that $45 million, they have to be aggressive because you got 3 teams in the NFC East that are almost there. And 2 of them are already there, right? So the Cowboys don't got any time to fiddle fart around. They got to get business done, and it's going to be a tougher NFC East. It's going to be tougher, right? Because I don't know how the Commanders going to handle that quarterback situation. So we could easily be at the basement and miss the playoffs a game or 2 if the Cowboys don't get their crap together.
You're so right, and that's exactly what Chris was saying earlier. Just go out there and get the players.
Yeah. No, I heard Chris's little hoorah. What up, Chris?
Yeah. What up, dog?
I was hoping to see the robe today. You didn't know robe today or nothing?
Yeah. No, I'm running some errands, so I'm out and about. But I had to tune in and listen to y'all while the wife does her thing. But no, it's all about what the Cowboys want to do. Like getting rid of Kellen Moore. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people love it. But the experiment ran dry. Like Kellen Moore's ceiling with Dak Prescott and what the Cowboys hit already. Like Cowboys fans, they keep saying we're mediocre. We're the definition of insanity. The people that are mad that Kellen Moore is gone is reason why we're the definition of insanity. They want to keep on trying to do something that isn't working. Right? Yeah. So you have to change it up.
You have to change.
And Chris, you might applaud me for this one, but I'm giving Dak Prescott a clean slate. I want to see what Dak Prescott could do with the offensive coordinator, like Mike McCarthy as a head coach.
We'll
So
find out.
Dak gets a clean slate for me, and Dak should get a clean slate for everybody. Yes, he's in year 8, but the excuses are eliminated for Dak. We know what type of quarterback coach Mike McCarthy was, and we know what type of offensive coordinator Mike McCarthy was.
Right.
So Kellen Moore was a Jerry Jones project. Mike McCarthy's the real deal. So Dak Prescott, there's no excuse for you.
Nope.
It is.
And that's what we're saying too.
That's all I ever wanted. Okay, because the head coach, that's what his experience. That's how he got the damn job. Was him being the offensive mind. So I want the offensive mind to run everything. People, I know Rue brought up, clock management and performances for the team. My whole thing is that's why you got other coaches. I want him to give me everything he got as an offensive coach because I want my offense to be better. And I want the Cowboys to quit being lackadaisical and go get him some weapons, bro. When you took Amari Cooper off the field, you took one side of the whole offense off the damn field. Okay? You took it from him. But then we go, all our Cowboy fans say how Dak suck, how he can't get the ball from people. But if you watch all 21 and you see the damn receivers can't even separate, can't run in shitty routes, you can't blame all that on the quarterback. But now, since it's Mike McCarthy's team, let's see what he's going to do in the draft. Let's see if Jalen Tolbert can get his ass on the field. Okay? And let's play some football. That's all I care about. Let's play some football.
Yeah. And this is the thing too, Cowboy Corner. The thing about it is this is where we can see if Dak has room for growth. This is going to be the telltale sign right here. We're going to find out if it was the system of Kellen Moore or if it was the lack of knowledge that Dak carries. Like you say, I agree with you. And I've always been a Dak fan, but Dak has let me down these last 2 seasons or whatever. But the thing about it is this, I'm like you. He gets a clean slate. Let's see what he does because as an offensive coordinator, it's his job to put him in position to be great. And if you don't have check downs, if you don't have crossing routes, you don't have slant routes, and you got everybody running to the teeth of the defense, where is he going to throw the ball? Okay? So, and we saw a lot of that where these receivers are running right into the teeth of the defense to where it makes Dak look like, damn, Dak, you're that bad, but not necessarily. So this gives him a clean slate to see how much room for growth does Dak have. So I agree with you. I'm right there with you, brother.
No, I'm just excited for an offensive scheme for once. Like Mike Evans said it best. They want to line up and just beat you one-on-one. Like I want, like Kellen Moore, I can count on one hand where he actually schemed Amari Cooper. That was with Cooper Rush, his first start against the Minnesota Vikings, right? Where he actually schemed Tony Pollard last year, and they both got 100 yards, him and Zeke, right? So I want consistency of scheming, right? Like if Michael Gallup is schemed to get more touches than Lamb in a game next year, that's because Mike McCarthy saw something in the defense that we can attack, right? Kellen Moore, it's the same route. I mean, look how the Commanders were able to whoop our butt in Week 18 because it's the same route patterns. The Eagles with Cooper Rush was able to jump our route and get interception because they knew what was coming. Nothing evolved under Kellen Moore. That's why he had to go. And getting rid of Doug Nussmeier, the quarterback's coach, is huge for Dak.
Get the hell out of here.
Dak and Mike McCarthy can get together and say, hey, I think this quarterback can help me out here on my football.
Yes. John Kitna. Bring him back. He's right down the road from right here in Burleson. Call him up and bring him back.
Exactly. Like now, like if Dak really wants to involve and really work on his craft to become a better quarterback, where we don't have he's not going to be perfect. No quarterback is, right? But it's just if you're rolling out and you're trying to throw a 5-yard dump to your tight end, you're running back. There's no reason why it should hit their shoelaces. There's no reason at all. So Dak just has to work on that, and he gets a clean slate for me. I might talk a little trash about that because that's just what I'm used to it. I got to reprogram my brain,
Yeah, we gotta get.
but I'm all for it.
I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow it.
But God, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm going to get out of here, but I just want to touch on the restructure process and just give my opinion on Dak and Kellen Moore and things of that nature. But a great show here. Hopefully, I can get on for a full hour with you guys.
For sure, man. Hey, do me a favor when you get a chance, put your email address or something down in the comments or something, or hit me up so I can, get in contact with you as well. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in as soon as I get off of here.
Okay, appreciate you, Cowboy Corner, man. Always, likewise, man. You're always welcome to come on anytime, brother.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Okay. So, real quick, let me see. We got one more. Let's see. I don't know if he's ready. Let's see. Cowboy Nation, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, what's on your mind, my man? What's going on with you?
Nothing.
All right. What? Yeah. What you think? What's going on? What you thinking about our Cowboys?
You know what? I was looking for the prospects on who we're going to draft. We need quarterbacks and we need edges to stop the run.
So you want to draft a quarterback?
Draft the quarterback and the edge player.
Wait, are you saying?
And also, I want a good running back from Notre Dame.
Yeah. So what is that? Quarterback or cornerback?
Not quarterback, as in quarterback.
QB.
QB.
Okay.
You want a quarterback this year?
I want a quarterback this year.
Hey, because now I'm gonna say this year too, because you got to remember, Cooper Rush is going to be on the free agent market. We don't even know if we're going to have Cooper Rush next year. So
I know that's what I'm saying.
I gotta ask.
You know who's going to be available? Sam Hartman from Notre Dame. Quarterback.
Okay, that's a possibility.
I want
that's a possibility.
I don't want Dak.
Okay, well,
get Dak off my team.
Hold on. You saying
that's okay. That's okay. So yeah,
come on, let me go.
There we go, Chris.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, I hear you, Cowboy Nation, man. We appreciate you coming on, man, and we'll see what happened when the draft, because the draft is coming up, man. So
I can't wait until the draft.
All right, well, we're gonna remember you. We'll see if we get that quarterback or
running back.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Take care, man. Deuces.
I'm sure ashamed of you.
So anyway,
yeah. Can we address this real quick?
Chris smell the blood. Chris smell the blood of the water.
All the dogs off. Chris.
And not only that, like Notre Dame, really? Notre Dame?
Hey, I was about to light his ass up about Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
What he's saying is not the first round, because that guy won't be in the first round. But
obviously, he played in Notre Dame.
Don't be apologist. Don't be apologist, Gary. Don't you do it.
Would not be there.
Don't you do it, Gary. Don't do it. I know you got fans. I know you want people in the huddle. Don't you?
I shouldn't mess
Cooper Rush would not be there.
I was ready to go too. I wasn't the only one.
I really was, because like.
Hey guys, he was still in the back. He was still back studio.
I saw Rube pick up the paper. He said, "Notre Dame."
Yeah.
But anyway, come on, man. We got to respect everybody's opinion. I mean, I had to call Chris. Okay, Chris. So anyway, yeah. So.
Say, man, Chris is all about facts and factual things. I'm like Rue. I'm a numbers person too. You know what I'm saying? I understand, Cowboy fans. Look, sometimes we let our heart run away with our mind. Okay, emotions. Okay, I know he is a Notre Dame fan, and I know Notre Dame had some average ass players that he likes. Okay, I understand, but bro, it's the big leagues here. Okay, it's a big league. It's big boy football.
Hey,
it's big boy football here.
We got to draft a kicker. We sure needed a kicker.
Hey, was that the same one that said that? Was he the same one?
No. But maybe Notre Dame got a good kicker. Maybe they do.
So listen.
Listen, and I just want to say this too, because I get his frustration. Like I
Yeah.
totally do. Get his
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah.
I understand, but come on now, let's not
Now,
get crazy.
hey, now, Ru, let me tell you this. Okay, even if you had, like, say, they have Kansas City has Mahomes, this guy's Burrow. I wouldn't mind a team drafting a quarterback maybe every other year in the 5th, 6th, 7th round because quarterbacks are so hard to
hell
get.
no. 5th round, hell, they ain't gonna do us no good in the 5th round.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, if you already have your franchise quarterback, why wouldn't you draft, somebody, a project?
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Cooper's been here for years, so I mean, going and getting a guy 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, whatever you see potential, you see maybe whatever. I'm all for that, especially if he complements Dak, right? Like if he's another quarterback that's like that, because it's not like Dak was a 1st round pick.
No, he wasn't.
Not forget about that either. That
4th round.
Like,
yeah, we got him cheap. And we got Dak cheap.
That was when we had Tony. And I mean, there would have been nobody thought that Dak Prescott had any threat over Tony Romo's job. I sure as hell didn't.
Facts.
Now, Ru, here's another one for you, bro. Here's another one for you. Now, for all those Dak haters that keep on saying, so we remember Paxton Lynch, right? Weren't we pursuing Paxton Lynch first?
You better believe it.
Pete, I was literally just going to say that. Pete, I literally was going to say that. Jesus.
Carson Wentz. We were out in Carson Wentz too.
And then it was the 4th round pick. And then there's Connor Cook from Michigan State that just wants this kid, right?
Yeah.
The Raiders jump in front of us and get him. And then here we are with Dak Prescott. What happens if we take one of those two guys? Where are we sitting at right now? We're
the Commanders. We're the Commanders.
We're the Commanders.
We are the Commanders.
Wow. That's good stuff, man.
Worse. Damn.
Hey, here's a comment, man. And this make all the sense in the world, man, because this is what we're not really recognizing. It shouldn't, and we have to stand behind this. Look at this comment right here. I think no, that's not it. That's not it. Is that it? No, hold on. Let me see. Where is it at? So I think if McCarthy calls all the plays on offense and Dan Quinn calls all the plays on defense next, come on, man. You got 2 Super Bowl caliber coaches on the same damn team. Ain't no more excuses, damn it. Ain't no more excuses. Come on now. You got to put – so we was there on the defensive side. We just didn't have that. We couldn't complement the defense with our offense. Now, if Jerry is getting out the way and allowing Mike McCarthy to do his thing, brother, I'm just saying, you cannot have 2 Super Bowl caliber coaches on the same team and not make it to the damn championship. I mean, that's just where I see it. Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy. Come on, guys. There's no excuses.
The bottom line is we're playing catch up right now in our
own true.
We're playing catch up, and they need to go on and do what they need to do in terms of making these moves, getting the players that they need, and obviously, we got to make the right decisions in the draft. Now, the draft, it's one of those situations you're gonna hit some, you're gonna miss some, and let's not. We got some young players on this team that could develop into something for our future, for what we've got moving forward, because. Despite what anybody's got to say, I mean, these receivers are relatively young that we haven't really seen yet, right? Because like Semi Fioku got hurt. That kid looked like he might have.
Oh man, I know it.
He got hurt, and we didn't get to see him come out. Jalen Tolbert, he got hurt. That thigh, I guess, messed him up all year, and it was just one of them situations he couldn't find his way onto the field. We have some young pieces, so. It's really more of a question of, are these pieces going to pan out? Like my biggest problem is we hang on for too long. When it's time to move on, we don't. We hang on for too long. We overpay, and it's just like one of those situations where it's like, man, we are always chasing either the cat or like something that we messed up on. And it's like, I'm tired of chasing my tail. I'm do what you need to do to make these moves because, hey, man, the season's going to be all over brand new right here in a few months. There's going to be guys available. There's going to be guys that move. I mean, D-Hop leaving Arizona is not a stretch. And could you imagine him and CD with Michael? I mean, with Dalton and like all these guys on the same team. And I mean, who knows if you keep everybody? But man, and just with what we have, like replacing running backs, man, I feel like it's a dime a dozen. You can get running backs in these drafts late, early. Like it's so easy. It's such an easy replaceable position where I feel like it can be done. So I don't feel like we need a whole lot. The biggest concerns probably I'd like some more O-line depth because that's huge. We saw that play out this season. O-line depth is going to be huge for us this year. Another corner. Definitely got to go get another. I thought that's what he said. When he said quarterback, I thought he said cornerback. And I was about to be like, "You right? We need a cornerback."
You're right.
When we lost AB, when we lost Anthony Brown, it was like, man, that whole side opened up and it changed. So it's like there's some pieces that we need, but it's not like we need an overhaul. But I just don't want to fall behind these Eagles because the Eagles have what they have now, and they got picks coming.
Man,
so
hell,
like,
we could have beat them Eagles. I'm not worried about them damn Eagles. Hell, we would have beat them. I promise we would have beat them. We would have beat them. We would have beat them. Now, nothing taken away from the Eagles. Yeah, congratulations to them. But I really wanted to see Hurts versus Dak. I really did. I wanted to see that. I really did.
We shot ourselves in the foot during the season with the Green Bay and Jacksonville loss. You don't those two. You get that Eagles road instead of the road we took.
Again, that's so true. So true. Here's some Jose wants to hear from Mondo and Big Chris what they got to say about Marquis. Wants to hear what they think.
Marquis wants to know what we think, man. What we think is we need a big overhaul and the offense. We got the overhaul on the coaches. We need to see what goes down in this offseason with this. Are we gonna go in big? Are we gonna go? But I think I'm with Buzz. I'm with Chris. I think we're in the now time. I think it's now. We need to go out there and make a big splash, a D-hop, something of that.
Damn.
We need to go get something for Dak. If we're talking about a clean slate for Dak, and let's get him some help, and let's see where he goes from there.
All right, Chris, you want to hear from you too? What's up?
What's up, Jose? How you doing, bro? You all right? Big fella always razzle dazzled about the Cowboys, man. Let me tell you something. Okay, what the Cowboys need to do is what they just did. They fired their offense coordinator. They found a lot of nonsense on the team.
Damn show did. Yeah, they damn show did. Give it up.
So we've been for the last hour and 36 minutes.
Damn.
It is all up to Mike McCarthy right now. So like Gary said, we got a Super Bowl winning coach as a head coach. We got a Super Bowl losing coach as the defensive coordinator, and we got Super Bowl caliber teams.
Let's go.
We ain't got no more excuses. We ain't got no excuses.
Ain't no excuses.
No more excuses.
Ain't no more excuses.
So like I said earlier, the NFC East, the NFC was wide open for the Cowboys this year. We had no excuses. Okay, it is what it is. We lost. We ready to move on. I see y'all in Kansas City for the draft.
Woo. All right, guys, we got somebody want to talk. Y'all know who she is. She's a regular. Here we go. Hold on. She got something to say. Hello, Felicia.
Hi. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
You can't see me today because I'm sick. But I'm listening to y'all the whole night, and I'm just curious. I have some questions with a couple. So y'all are talking about we have Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy. So y'all are saying don't even at all get an offensive coordinator at all? Is that what y'all are saying? Don't hire anybody, just let him do it for the whole year?
What you got, Rue?
They'll put one in place.
Oh, they're gonna get one. They're gonna get it in place. It's the play calling we're talking about. We're talking about McCarthy. It's been said that McCarthy is making these play calls. So
yeah.
I mean.
So just like what's his name? McAdoo. Ben McAdoo does not have a job. So they could bring McAdoo in and say, hey, McAdoo, you're gonna sit up in the booth, you're gonna kind of relate to me what's going on, and you're gonna control the practices and things like that. But at the same time, I'm calling the plays. So there's room, but you're not going to get an offensive coordinator that's out there that's actually coaching offense and going to come in and be a caddy. That's not going to happen. If somebody like that, they're going to come in and they're going to want to call the plays as well. So that's not going to be the case.
Okay. So why is it so different now that he's fired Kellen Moore? My thing is we were in the playoffs. We could have gone to the Super Bowl this year. I really feel because y'all said this was the year, but I really felt like last year was the year. not this year, but at any point, why is it going to be so different now that Mike McCarthy can call the plays and he couldn't do it in the playoff game? Why?
Come on, Buzz. Come on, Buzz. Let her know what you're thinking about that.
I mean,
I mean,
the way Mike McCarthy calls the plays, I feel that he'll be a better play caller for Dak. I think he'll hold people accountable. I think that
okay, and
we
that's
as
not
an
what my question
organization.
was. That
Wait,
wasn't
go
my
ahead.
question. My
What was your
question to
question?
all of y'all. Y'all are saying that he's such a good a play caller. We had a chance to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Because he
Why
wasn't
did
calling
you
the
just step
plays.
up?
Is
Okay, so
Jerry has his hands in it still. He handed Kellen Moore to him,
Yeah.
and it seems like McCarthy's hands were cuffed on Kellen Moore. So with them making this move, they're saying, McCarthy, you got 2 years left on your deal. This is your team. Bring your staff in, and you get to control these guys more. Jerry's just always been like this for a long time. He's a head coach, but he still hires the staff members. You can't do that. You got to let the coach bring in the guys he wants.
Yeah.
okay. Now my last question. My favorite person, Dak Prescott. So
Uh-oh.
everybody all of a sudden now that Kellen Moore's gone,
That's not what
everybody's
you.
on the
That's not what
bandwagon.
Alicia. That's not what you called him in the comments.
And I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
All right.
I'm just saying. I'm really trying to be good today. So don't go there. I'm trying to be good today. Plus, I'm not 100% feeling well. But everybody, now that we're not going to the Super Bowl, and now that Kellen Moore has been fired, now everybody wants to give Dak a new start. And oh, he's this and he's gonna do better. I don't feel that way. I still feel that Dak is whack with his little crack in his ass. But at any point, and anyway, how come everybody all of a sudden, okay, well, Dak's gonna get a new start. We're gonna wipe this slate clean. Why do y'all feel like we don't need to hire a quarterback?
This isn't sound like a question for Chris. This sounds like a question for
No,
Chris.
it's supposed to for everybody because all of y'all are saying,
You
oh,
know,
we
we're
Just
gonna
real
let
quick
Chris.
before he
We're gonna let
pops.
Chris start.
Hey, Chris. I wish you could see my face right now, but hey, Chris.
Hi, Felicia.
Hey, boo-boo.
How you been, Felicia? You been all right?
She ain't trying to hear that, player. She want to hear your answer.
I'm not trying to say the wrong thing.
I know that's right.
I don't want to get ripped and the mic dropped on me again,
Oh, no.
with me not being able to comment. But the only thing I can say to answer your question, Felicia, is we'll see. That's all I can say. We'll see.
PR Cowboy, what do you got on that one to our question?
So Felicia, so you're saying you just want to draft somebody to replace him, right? That's what you're saying.
Oh hell, we done lost her.
Oh man,
Oh well,
Chris,
go ahead and
Chris.
hit on that though. Go ahead.
No, it was just the same thing. What we talked about it already. Like, we put the point out there of two guys that we wanted, and if we would have drafted those two guys, we'd be not very good shape probably right now. And just because you're drafting first round, whatever it may be, doesn't mean you're going to hit on these guys. It's very rare that you do. Go ask the Jets. Go ask the Bears. I mean, how many years have these guys been looking for quarterbacks? And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, like, we can all say, like, Kirk Cousins is average, below average, right? But you don't think, I wonder if Washington wouldn't mind that right now instead of what they're still doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
Pete,
It's not, yeah.
it's like this for me, and I wasn't trying to avoid Felicia's question. It's always to me with Cowboy fans, what have you done for me lately?
Mhm.
If Dak would have
Oh,
won
yeah.
the Super Bowl, he would have been the greatest quarterback ever in history. If
Yeah.
if not, of course he's still the worst quarterback. I'm like this. I'm all about supporting. People forget that this fourth round draft pick beat out Tony Romo
Yeah.
due to an injury, but then Romo couldn't get back on the field just because of the way he played. My whole thing is Dak had, like I said earlier in the show, he had an anomaly. It was a bad year for Dak. I am a Dak fan, and I can admit he had a horrible year, okay, due to Dak standards and what we expect out of him. But I don't think it's over for Dak just because he had one bad year out of 7 years. That's all I'm saying. You know, we just can't get rid of him like he's the worst ever because the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Exactly.
It ain't always green.
Exactly.
You may get what you wish for, and then when you get what you wish for, you be like, well, damn.
Well,
Is this
look
what we
at that
give
comment.
up?
Look at that comment down there, Chris. That's
Right,
it right
you want to eat
there.
out, you go buy food. We got exactly. And let's go like this. Like we probably consider Peyton Manning one of the greatest, right, to ever play the game.
Right.
Peyton Manning, right? When did he start having playoff success?
Took him a while.
His
Yeah.
eighth season. His
11.
eighth season.
Yeah. So, Fleabug, does it answer your question? What else you got?
I wasn't really saying. Okay, I know I keep saying Dak is whack, and that I can't get over that. I can't get that out of my mind. I'm not ready to give him a clean slate yet. I'm sorry. I wasn't saying get rid of him, but I'm saying why are we not going to be trying to draft another quarterback?
No,
Because like
I'm with you.
somebody else said, so y'all are saying, so y'all are not saying don't draft a quarterback.
No, we're
I
not
don't have
saying
a
not
problem
to.
with it.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Somewhere
We're talking
down the
about a
line.
later round guy, not a big deal. But to answer your question, man, it's a change of face too. Kellen
Yeah,
Moore
it
has
is.
been here for so
Yeah.
long. The offense is stale and stagnant. We've been talking about that all show.
Yeah.
This is a fresh start for Dak because
Yeah.
it's finally a chance for him to, try something new, do something different. This guy you have to understand, these guys played on the same team together. Like they were teammates at one point. So it's hard for Dak probably. I mean, dude, it's like, how much are you really going to get out of Kellen Moore when it's like, man, I played with this guy. Can he really push Dak
Peer to peer
to the next thing? Like, no, I don't think so. And that change of face is why you should honestly feel good about where we're at, because it's like, man, he gone. Now it's like we're getting a whole new start. And the thing is, the reason why it's like this is it is because it is year 8 at this point.
Yeah.
He's not some days and fresh rookie. He's a $40 million quarterback. So when we're looking at it, it's like, all right, we've been talking about Kellen Moore and how he's been the Achilles heel of this offense all year long and how his inconsistencies have caused the team's inconsistencies. And now that he's gone, it's like fresh, clean start. This is your chance to show that it was him and not you, essentially. Because
and I hope you guys are so right. I really do. I mean, because I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, and I'm telling you, this year I really was saying, "Oh my God, I've got to find a backup team because this is not this. The Cowboys is just not it no more."
But here's
I
the
really
deal.
hope that Dak proves me wrong, because I really want to. I don't think it was all Kellen Moore. I really don't, because Dak still had to play. He was out there on the field. He was the one who was actually out there.
Yeah,
and I just feel like he wasn't consistent and he wasn't doing what he needed to do.
No, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Felicia, but here's the deal. Because let's go back to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. But you know why Brock Purdy did as well as he did? Because he had a coach that put him in good position to be successful. So you see what I'm saying? That's why he won as many games. Because Kyle Shanahan did work to his strengths. Put him in. If he gave him 5 plays, I know he's good at this, so let's stick to this. And then we'll take those 5 plays and we'll flip them. So we got from 5 plays to 10 plays. So I think this is what's going to happen. You have peer-to-peer. And Wavy Link, he just said that. You talking about peer-to-peer. What can Kellen Moore teach Dak Prescott? How can Kellen Moore correct Dak Prescott? He can.
He can teach him the double reverse.
That's about it. That's about it. But now that you have, and this is the thing about it. Again, we have to realize what happened. McCarthy inherited Kellen Moore. He didn't bring Kellen Moore with him. Jerry Jones did just like he did with Wade Phillips. Here's your offensive coordinator. So now I really think, guys, the pieces are being put in place. We got this defensive side going together. You got this knowledge with this coach over here that got his shit together over here. Now we come with this offensive minded coach over here. He's getting ready to put, and I guarantee you what he's going to do. He's going to work to Dak's strength. You're going to see Dak going back up on the center. You're going to start seeing Dak start doing more play actions. You're going to see what Dak does. Kellen could not put him in that position to work to his strengths. So really and truly, I'm excited about this season. I really am. So just sit back and wait and watch and see what happens. Y'all agree?
Yep.
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 All right, Fleetbug, did we answer all your questions? Because we got to go.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just, okay, you got anything else?
I don't. Bye.
I'm sorry. Little peace and hair grease, honey. Appreciate. I think I ended that wrong, didn't I, guys?
Yep.
He is not a Dak fan, fellas. He is not a Dak fan, so it is what it is. But man, hey man, we done this tonight, man. I mean, we got a lot of stuff out tonight, man, and shoot, I can't complain.
Real
So
quick,
you need to be told.
Tell Wavy, hey Wavy Link, we gonna beat y'all tonight, man. Go Mavs. Why you over here?
I don't know. He said we lose it.
I saw him in the comments. It's only 4 points. Like, relax.
Oh, really?
57-53. Relax.
Yeah. But hey, y'all, do me a favor. Everybody that's in the Cowboy Huddle, make sure you go down and hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you will be notified when the next video will be posted. I want to say thank you to everybody on this panel, man. I mean, I appreciate each and one of you guys for coming out and bringing this content out here because it was great tonight. And let's keep it going because there's always something to report. So with that being said, guys, like we always say, what you got? Like we always say, that nothing come to a sleep but a dream. So let's make it happen. Mike McCarthy. How about that?
Cowboys.
Let's go. Let's get it.